Man, so what a lineup we have right here. 1998 Acura Integra, full paint job on the way. That'll be coming to you real soon. 1988 Honda Accord with an LS swap. And yes, that's a Chevy V8 in a 1988 Honda Accord. And right here, we have a 2013 Dodge Charger, the abandoned police car. This project's going to be real fun. It's going to be kind of quick. The plan is to do a full paint job, fix up a lot of the loose ends because there are a lot of them. And let's just get started.
And now, you're watching the 2020 silver lining that is not having to see your entire big boring family on the holidays channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Alright, let's get this thing moved and then we can get to work. So with this car, the abandoned police car, the Dodge Charger, as we see it is exactly how we got it from auction. The front bumper was missing. Now that's not just the bumper, that's the grille, front piece and rear piece, splash guard, little fog light plugs or fog lights depending on how you want to do it. So the first thing that I want to go ahead and get started with is kind of dry fitting some of these items, because if they don't fit, I want to know that now rather than knowing that after we paint them. So with the splash guard, I know a lot of people would overlook that, but the fact of the matter is that came from factory. We want this car to be done correctly, so that's why we went ahead and put it on there. And as far as fastening it, I just have a bunch of these, a bunch of various sizes. Little Christmas tree clips is what these are called. So I use those, a couple 10mm bolts that were already there holding on a splash guard that goes further back. I have it in the OEM location, pretty much OEM mounting, and that looks good, so I wanted to address that before we address the front bumper. And then I think we'll see what else we need if we do need anything else. Alright, so we got everything on there, and now I do see a couple more pieces that I am missing. If you can see, this needs to come up a little bit. I think there's just a radiator cover that I do need because there is a little gap there, and that's just one thing about working with a car that I'm unfamiliar with and a car that's incomplete. As we're putting parts on, the obvious parts like the bumper, we're gonna see what's missing along the way. So we're gonna go ahead and get that ordered, and then we'll see where tomorrow takes us. So it is actually the next day now, and what I wanna do before I start anything, this goes for any car, whether it's an abandoned car, a car that I have coming in, a relatively clean car, clean looking car, no matter what, I want to go ahead and get the entire thing cleaned off, scuffed down, make sure there's no contaminants on the surface, even wax or anything like that. We want to make sure the surface is completely clean, prepped and ready for us to start doing our body work. And as you can see, this has seen better days. It is really bad. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to use some of this scuff stuff, and this is actually for paint prep to wash the car down. A lot of people use it on plastic, but I'll use it on anything because it doesn't leave any kind of residue. And this is gonna take a long time, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set you up on a time lapse and get it knocked out, and then we can go into body work. So from that last clip to right now, it has actually been about 35 to 40 hours worth of work. And just to give you an idea, anywhere on the car that you see primer, that represents, or that shows where I did body work underneath it. Then I had to sand that down completely to get a nice, even and smooth surface. I finished off with a 600 grit, and you can even see over here the reflection of everything else, just to show you how smooth the car really is. You can see the reflection of stuff off it. And also that reflection is going to help reflect the actual quality of the bodywork. If you still see some waves, you need to go back and go ahead and address that before you paint it. So the next thing that we got to do, I'm just letting the car warm up a little bit. Then we're going to go ahead and pull it on the paint side and then get into this paint job. Alright, so now we have the entire car masked off, and this is going to be a two-tone paint job. I don't know if you saw the video that I actually posted before this video. This video is an entire outlook of the project. The last video that I uploaded is more specific on paint technique. I don't need to bore you with paint technique if you're just here to see the entire process, but if you want to watch the technique, that's in that video. This entire video is just going to be the entire process from start to finish on the abandoned police charger. So the next thing, what I got to do, got to go ahead and get that white laid out. And if you don't understand why it's masked the way it is, that's in the other video. Dang, so the car looks really good. Like I just mentioned a second ago, the entire breakdown of how I went ahead and I approached a two-tone paint job, that's a different video. That's one that I uploaded a couple days ago. Like I said, I wanted to just give you the full entire outlook on the car from start to finish in this video. So everything looks really good. It's the next day now, so what we gotta do, we gotta pull all the masking off and then turn our attention to the bumpers. Then once the bumpers are painted, everything's set up, we're gonna put the car back together for the final time. We also got wheels that we might be doing. Hi, baby. Hold on. And then we'll see what's next. Alright, so the bumpers look really good. I am definitely 100% happy with how they look. Now, one thing is with this car, we got this car from auction quite a while ago, and it was just an abandoned police car. Who knows how long it was sitting, but there's a lot of pieces missing when we bought it. For example, door panels. They were there, but they were missing a whole bunch of the bezels and mechanisms and buttons. And for example, there wasn't even a fuel door opener button, so there's no way to open the fuel door on this car. So if you ran out of gas, you would just be SOL. So what all of this means is I just got back from the Dodge dealership and spent a pretty penny. But what we have going on, we have brand new door panels from the dealership, new old stock. I guess that's what you call it, because they're not making this generation Charger anymore. So right here, genuine Mopar parts. We have the driver's side, we have the passenger side. Also, we have this right here. This is what you definitely need it. If you don't have it, when you do need it, you're in big trouble. So we got those. We got some clips for the sun visor that we're missing. You know, the clips that it actually clips into and everything along those lines. We're completely finished painting, man. This car, like I said, since I wanted to give you an entire outlook, I've been really just going fast through the process. A lot of times I show you all the things that I paint. This time in this process, I didn't show you every single thing that I did. So side view mirrors, I just sprayed them out this morning. We got to go ahead and get the side view mirrors put on. Then we can put the door panels on. You can't put the panels on without putting the mirrors on, and that's, you just got to think about it as you go. And let's just go and get this car finished. Alright, so right now I got the Charger sitting outside just warming up. I'm waiting to get it dropped off to the owner. In this car, it has definitely been fun. It is for sure different than the stuff that I normally work on. You know, I'm normally doing stuff with imports, more specifically Hondas and drift cars. That's my normal cup of tea. So this being a bigger modern muscle car, the paint's a little bit different, the wheels are a little bit different, the style is just a little bit different. But I appreciate the amount of time, effort, and energy that I put into the car. You can appreciate your own work, right? Yeah, I appreciate it. So if you appreciate it, if you could, like this video. If you don't like it, dislike this video. I don't care. So do all that stuff for me, you guys. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you on the next one. I'm out.